Arjun today? No.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. J and Professor Spectrum live from
Well,
Long Island, New York, coming to you live the day after the day that was for CBN,
yes, the day we're all looking for.
the CBN stockholders, right?
You know, the old saying, "Be careful what you wish for. You may just very well get it." That's what
Yeah. Now,
the theme is.
Dr. J, namely moi, has been saying all along it's a coin flip. Now, the ironical thing is, even after the data comes out, it's still a coin flip.
That's true.
Yeah. So nothing much has changed except the price of the stock.
Are you going to lose a lot, or are you going to lose a little?
The price of the stock has been cut in half.
Yes,
Now,
indeed.
although I'm willing to take big risks at times, I was not willing to take this risk. So personally, all I had going for me was this August straddle, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I bought an equal number of 17 and a half strike puts and 25 strike calls, and I'm still getting beaten up on that trade. So
Yeah.
it didn't go down or up enough for me to make money on that. I'm still behind the eight ball.
Right. Because there was such a premium on the options at either level.
I mean, so the conventional wisdom was it's either going to go to 0 or it's going to go to 50. Either way, I would have made a lot of money.
Right.
But if on August 21st or August 20th the stock is anywhere between 17 and a half and 25, I lose all my money. So that's not good for me.
Yes, if it stays, you're gambling on a move, and if there's no move, well, a big move. This was a big move for those of us who were holding shares, but
yeah,
not a big move if you were doing a strangle or a straddle.
Jiggly is proud of himself. He made a good move.
So you think this was a good move?
Sure.
See, I would love to hear what Arjun has to say about this, because I thought Arjun's price was a little bit higher than 4 and change.
It was a good move.
Hmm?
It certainly was a good move.
Well, that's if he buys it back now at the cheaper price.
Well, he will.
That's not what he said. If you look at his comments, he's thinking of moving it over to KMPH, and you might have something to say about that.
Yeah. Dave is looking at it optimistically. Yeah. I mean, there's two ways of looking at this, and Gant is already trying to spin it in a positive slant. But the bottom line is that the study failed. It didn't meet its primary endpoint. If you look at it, it failed. It had to have a 10% overall benefit. What was the overall benefit? 7%? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, right. They broke it down, but the numbers just didn't bear out. I mean, if they had gotten lucky in terms of who needed the chemo and who didn't need the chemo, it would have been 10% because they did really find a dichotomy. But that dichotomy is not statistically significant or statistically sound, so you can't do that. And he's going to attempt to take that to the FDA, and I don't think the FDA is going to buy it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, he's going to request a meeting with the FDA.
Because there is this notion that says, well, it did no worse, but it did do better for some subgroup. But
think about a buyout, Dave. Even if you're right, first of all, I don't think that's happening. But let's say the odds are 10-1 against. That's about fair, I think.
It's no longer a coin flip. You're right.
So if they do get bought out, it's not going to be for the numbers we were looking for, 50 or 100 or something like that.
No, maybe what it was when he did the offering, 21.
It might be for $11 a share if you like.
Yeah, right. A bargain basement price.
Yeah, so don't count on the buyout bailing you out.
Yeah, some people were talking about that offering at 21. Some people thought of it as a good sign. Other people thought of it as a bad sign.
Definitely we'll look at CRISPR along with CVM.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a whole a whole list still.
I only have 3 on my list. But
Yeah, well, I have a couple.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So,
Yeah, Dan, I'm afraid it doesn't look good.
because yeah, the null hypothesis is the stuff doesn't work, and that wasn't, and that null hypothesis was not.
In fact, you can't, it's not even fair to differentiate SOC with SOC and chemo, because chemo is part of SOC.
Right.
That's why it's in the study that way.
Right, and they didn't have the ability, you know, from a scientific perspective, it would have been immoral to tell people, all right, you're going to take on multi-kind, but not take chemo if it turns out you're going to need it.
Well, they can't do that.
You can't do that.
No.
I mean, from a scientific perspective, you know, so that you can get this data, you'd want to do that, but
Yeah, but there's no way
people's lives are more important than that.
no way you can control for that either. People are going to do
No,
it.
this is what makes this industry very difficult, because the science is still the science, but sometimes you can't do it scientifically appropriate if you got a heart.
Yeah. Well, I think the answer is the only way this could be salvaged is that the standard of care be changed to multi-kind, followed by surgery, followed by radiotactic surgery, or some combination of that. And chemo only given as a last resort somewhere down the road.
Right, but you would need to have a protocol to decide when to actually do that, and this study does not provide that information. So a new study would be necessary, and nobody's going to go through another 10.5 years, or however long it's going to take.
Yeah, that's the problem. The study is lengthy, and the FDA is probably not going to be happy with Gatt's idea of, well, basically what I just said, redefining the standard of care.
Right. I don't think that's going to happen. There's not enough data to make that case. You could do that individually, like you could tell patients, listen, we've seen a study and this is a way to go. Let's hold off on the chemo and try this multi-kind stuff. But that's not going to be a protocol that I imagine going forward. Yeah, we should talk about other stuff because a couple of people on the chat are interested in this, but just as many people are interested that we move on.
So, but I want to show the chart of CBM.
Oh, of course.
Data mining, cherry picking, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Jiggly has a lot of questions.
I know, really. He sold vbiv at a bit of a premium.
Yeah.
Because I mean my price average is 3 and change, so I guess I would have been a little happy, although I'm greedy. So I was waiting for those Arjun numbers.
Now Jiggly is not being nice now.
Well, he said that last week also.
It's not being
So at least he's consistent.
Jiggly, that's not nice. Good morning.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
From Germany.
CTXR. Well, another Fosco play. I think I'm going to hold off on that for a couple of months. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he sold over 1 million shares before data. I didn't know that.
Did he?
That's what Rishi says.
Oh, boy.
That doesn't make him look too good, does it?
No. I mean, we would have known it. I mean, it's probably got to be public news. They don't let people do that.
I'm not aware of it. But, Rishi, we get pretty good information from our followers, from our peanut gallery.
Yeah, I backed in a little bit more BCRX also.
Yeah.
Because, going below 16 looked like a bargain, but...
I can't read every single comment. I'm flashing some of them on the screen.
Right.
People like ENTX. CTXR is coming back.
We should take a look at that one then for sure.
Mantis cashed in on Antelia, so a little too early apparently. Sean is saying good morning. Dan is telling Jiggly something, and MA is on. MA is on with us. MA, what's your take on CVM? Positive?
He's actually asking. He's asking us.
Oh, us? My take is not too good. MA, I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
The odds are, there's always odds. There's a possibility that Gant will somehow pull another rabbit out of the hat. But the odds are not looking good. Whereas it was even money, legitimately even money, I would say now you're looking at 4 or 5 to 1 that it stays above 10. The odds are it's going to go back down below 10, in my mind.
No more Yo 11.
Sesson is breaking out.
Really? Yeah, we have to do that one.
All right, so Jiggly has 20 million requests.
He's also requesting Arjun, which is
Yeah, Jake was going to get a tattoo and have it done in Macy's window if the result.
right.
The CVM had good data, and he was going to get tattooed in Macy's window. In full view of everyone. All right, so let's get to the
Yeah, we might as well.
charts.
And we should definitely chart Athesis today because Jiggly hates it so much.
I think the 3-week is most instructive on this one.
Okay.
Notice the big sell-off on CVM that we had on the news yesterday took us right down to the bottom of this channel, the bottom trend line. It was like unbelievable. I mean, you could have called this easily, this low, just based on the trend line support. Isn't that, when you see things like this, you say charting pays. Charting pays. When you see how beautiful it seems to work all the time. So, of course, you could argue it didn't stop at the 100. It could have. It didn't stop at the 50. It could have. True, but it stopped, I think, where it was most likely to stop, right on trend line support. Is that beautiful or what?
Well, you know how to draw them.
And look at the upper channel.
We were at a range, and that range kept changing, and there was no opportunity. The range that we were looking at was between 19 and 25. So if we didn't have data, we would have been still playing around within that range. But now, yeah, now 19 is not even a thought anymore.
Yeah.
So now the best we can do is somewhere around the 12s.
From April to January, it's 6 months, we were in this range up until January of this year.
Right.
So April of last year, I mean, we were in this range for a long time.
That was the Reddit move.
This was Reddit, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Must
So is that early February, late January?
Yeah, that's
Late. That's the Reddit move.
Went
I mean, luckily we made some. A bunch of us made some money there.
I sold whatever shares I had left in the 30s.
Yeah. I mean, because we did have an opportunity, like in the high 20s, even into the 30s and 40s.
But this was really, it was really on a decline, steep ascent. until the Reddit news, till the Reddit boys got a hold of it.
Right.
And now it's coming back into this channel. I see it trading in this channel again. So I see, like, as time goes by, this will be about $8.
Uh-huh.
That's my prediction. As low as $8. Well, back to the $9 that we made the other day. I think it's going to slip to basically single digits.
Yeah.
What I think is in store for CVM, barring some information that I don't know about, but why would Get be holding out on good information?
Exactly. You can't. That stuff gets very old in 2 days. You can't wait till the shareholder call.
Yeah. So basically, he's trying to put together the best spin he can on it and deliver it on Thursday. What I would do if I had shares of CVM, which I don't, is I would swap them out for something else.
Yeah, no, I know. I think maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I know mañana, but I'm hoping that maybe they could salvage some stuff out of this.
Yeah,
But
but
if I was smart, I would actually do some of it. Get rid of some of it.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And your opinion, or whatever your opinion is. But our opinion, we are own and do not constitute investment advice.
Right.
One, check with their investment advisor before acting on anything, any ideas that we put forth. Because again, our ideas are strictly our own.
Right. And for those of us who think we're magic, here's your proof that we're not.
I didn't talk to Stevie Cohen before I came on the show.
You didn't even talk to Gert. He's probably not answering the phone.
I didn't talk to Warren. I didn't talk to anybody. My opinions are strictly my own.
That's right.
And I do not constitute investment advice. I'll repeat myself. But you know something that we have to remind people, that is to subscribe, because a lot of people view us from time to time, but they miss very important shows. They miss when we're going to be on. They have to subscribe. Tell them they have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe, and you have to give us thumbs up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, YouTube is not gonna like us.
Otherwise, what good is it? It ain't no good at all if you don't do those two things. All right, so we want to look at the day chart as well, or?
Yeah, well, let's get rid of this comment from Man before we do any more charting.
All right.
And then we could. I mean, we have a couple being requested. We have. Yeah, so Montes is suggesting we change our name to Smart Fessers. I like that one, as opposed to Perv Fessers. Which, I mean, I'm not going to object to it completely.
Maybe instead of Hot Stocks, we should call it the Smart Fesser Show.
Yeah, we'll get Professor Omar on more often.
Yeah, the Smart Fessers.
Because he's definitely smart Fesser more than I am.
I'm very relaxed and mellow this morning. It's hot out. I don't feel like going too fast. So what should I look at next?
Let's look at CRISPR. Let's get some good news.
Oh, I love CRISPR.
Yeah.
I'm in the money.
CRISPR and Dermatech to start.
I'm in the money with my CRISPR stuff.
Yeah, when I woke up yesterday, I thought between CRISPR and CVM, I was going to be able to buy that Ford that I could afford. Now I can't even afford a Ford.
I think it fills the gap, and you got to buy when that happens. It looks like it's going to do a gap fill, right?
Let's see.
A little pullback here from 161 pre-market the other day. Sure. I know it's weekly, but so what? It's still going to fill this gap.
Yeah, still get the picture.
I think 142.50 could easily fill this gap. And if it does, there'll be lots of new money coming in. Well, when it does. I feel like it will. So I'm feeling like it will. That's why I've avoided buying any lately since it gapped up. I've been adding, but I think it fills this gap right here with 142.50.
And so that would be a buy opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it's basically going straight to the moon. And I wouldn't be shocked if this gets taken out, believe it or not. It's got a very, very good pipeline. It's in a hot area. Why not? It's, I think, ripe for a takeout. You want to look at the other one and tell you? The other genetic
okay, sure.
and tell them.
I think, was that the one that had the good news? One of them had specific.
Yeah, on a liver disease.
Right. I mean, CRISPR it's just named after the technology, but that doesn't mean they're the leader in the technology.
No,
It just means they got the symbol first.
Intellia uses a CRISPR gene editing machine as well.
Right. So now we got to find out who makes that machine. Now look at that. That was big news, right? Yesterday.
That was on the liver results. Yeah, and now it's consolidating a little bit. Do you think this will fill the gap? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's a huge.
You think so for CRISPR, but not for this one.
Right. I think you got a midway fill.
Okay.
So I think something like around, somewhere around there, maybe 105. And I don't think it's going all the way back to under 100. Where is this? 88. Can't even read it. $88? No, it's not doing that. I don't think.
I tend to agree with you. Not now that the cat's out of the bag.
I do think like the main retest at low hundreds. It could, because it's a huge jump, and whether it's got enough juice to keep going, I don't think so. I think it's going to look even on the day of the news, it had a huge range, 120 to I don't know what the high was, 120 to 144. So 25-point range. 25 points is like nothing for this stock. Yeah, I see it going back to the 105 area, roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect this technology. It's probably wise to own a little NTLA to go with CRSP and to go with EDIT. And there are a few others.
That's right.
There are others, but these three are the most prominent that's in the space. I believe they're the most prominent.
So it probably didn't make as big a move as this one.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could say pop, not a.
It came back the same day that it popped.
Yeah, but still, I think it's got new support.
This one is more likely to close the gap. Just like CRISPR is vulnerable to closing the gap. And if they do, they're buying opportunities. So I'm still in accumulation mode, even though I'm way up in my, on paper anyway. So I think, I really think it comes back to close at $42, $41.88. I like that. I like that top.
There's some entry points here that.
Yeah, I think it's a good entry point. I don't think you have to chase these. I think they come back. Most of the time they come back. Not always, but most of the time. So I say it comes back to that level. And this one I like the least of the three.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, why don't we do vbiv? because Jiggly's got vbiv money that's burning a hole in his pocket, and then we could talk about where it might go. Because I'm holding.
Hopefully it doesn't go through that hole in his pocket.
Yeah.
Fall out when you start looking. All right, so we got the expected news. We got the expected pre-market pop. Arjun texted me to take some off the table in the pre-market, which I didn't do because I was too damn lazy.
Well, yeah, some of us don't even have that opportunity.
I had the opportunity. I saw the 440 print, 446 print. I could have easily. I had one hand on the sell button, but I
So what are we going to have a downfall now? I mean, are we shut down a little bit?
No, I think it's a great buying opportunity. Right.
Because, it looks like that looks, at least for now, like an engulfing candle.
No, this is just a continuation of the trend line.
Okay. All right, so I won't panic then.
No, I just fell back to trend line.
Okay.
Nothing at all to panic about.
All right.
It's a buying opportunity. This news was BS news. Something, wasn't.
Yeah, this was what, the COVID stuff?
Yeah.
Which was meaningless anyway.
It's somewhat meaningless. Arjun doesn't think it's meaningless. He expects it to be followed up by a big government grant, Canadian government grant.
Oh, okay.
So if that happens, it's not so meaningless. So Arjun, if I know Arjun, he's buying some right now.
Yeah. Right. It's under 4, right? So maybe from that perspective, it's the new floor anyway.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good buy here.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So let's look at oh, you're still on this. What are we doing here? Oh, Ephesus. Yes. I have no idea what to do with this guy. I'm just holding it. Just like I did CVM. I have nothing.
I'm holding it, but I'm not liking it. We have a double bottom at $1.40. If that thing breaks, I might sell a few.
Right. It did dip above 150 yesterday a little bit, right?
If it breaks the $1.40, it'll probably just quickly hit $1.20.
Right.
It won't give me a chance to sell a few. Let's take a look at the weekly. It sucks. It really does suck, this chart. We got the $1.40 double bottom in here. And then we have, what is this, about $1? Let's see.
Yeah. We never went below $1, I don't think.
This is not too attractive looking. Scary looking.
Yeah, no, we never went below $1.
Yeah, I mean, if it falls below $1.40, it's very likely to test these lows at $1.10. I hate to say it, it's giving me agita just saying that.
No. Well, do you like to have all your bad news all at once?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to see it break.
You have a choice about it anyway when it's bad news.
We really don't want to see the break of $1.40. Do not want that. Oh, just because we don't want it, don't mean it's not going to happen.
Yes, indeed.
Bad things happen sometimes. And
sometimes they happen in clusters.
And the catalyst that we're all waiting for out of Japan, the COVID odds news, may not be good. When we finally get that news, we might wish we had.
Now, what's happened in the last couple of days to sober you so?
Well, You know, I'm making money everywhere else I look in my portfolio except this doggone stock. I'm
Right.
getting tired of
It's all the old stuff is just getting rotten.
I'm getting tired of having it weigh down my portfolio.
Yeah, we need new stuff. Come on.
So it's not that I'm, you know, turning more negative. It's I've been feeling this kind of with lethargy about this stock for a long time.
Right. And it's hard to make a show about the stuff that doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
You know, you need some action. You need
I can't recommend this right now because I think it's in danger of going below the $1.40.
yeah, I hear you.
Even though I'm not selling until it does, and I mean, I don't even know if I'm selling then. I'm so attached to that stock.
Right.
But
Oh, you're doing
this-
Albo. Good. Was
Albo,
Albo on your list?
Albo, I think is a buy.
Yeah, you're still on the weekly, just so you know.
Weekly is instructive. It's nice.
The weekly is very instructive. I know. I mean, because especially when you start to look at stocks that, you know, don't do any kind of.
But this is
COVID's over, so these kind of COVID buys that move really fast. So those days are sort of gone.
But this is actually more instructive. Daily. You have a nice channel. Beautiful channel.
Are we waiting for a buyout on this guy, or are we just holding for the long? You know, holding.
I think we're going to hold for. We're going to hold for PDUFA on the 20th of July.
Oh, that's right. We're going to hold until then.
And maybe beyond. Maybe you take some off the table on approval.
Right. The day before. Right.
There's no such thing as a sure thing. We learned that already, right?
Yes.
Even though Arjun thinks it's a sure thing. The problem is
got the bank account to prove at least.
The problem is
some trustworthiness.
you see the gray hairs on my head. I know there's no such thing as a sure thing.
Hey, at least you still got hair.
Still have hair.
I'm starting to lose mine.
But, you know, you take one look at this Zoom channel and you say, "Oh, let me in."
Right.
So I think it's going to $50, $52.
Nice.
I think you got more of the same, more ahead. Looks really nice. Really nice chart. One of the more beautiful charts that you're going to see. All right.
You want to do Dermatech or KMPH?
Whatever you want.
Let's do KMPH first, and then we'll start giving Jiggly some ideas of where else to put his money.
I took my profits on KMPH, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing for you to go in. It looks like it's a good thing I took my profits because
Yeah, indeed.
What made me take my profits is the fall below this trend line. I said I don't have to be in it.
Yeah.
I took it not too long ago.
We're not in a free fall.
I think I took it somewhere right in here.
Gotcha.
Right to.
Are we going to recover from this or what?
Yes, but the question is when, and I didn't want to hang around for the answer.
Right.
So if you want to catch the falling knife, be my guest.
No, I'm just wondering if, again, I'm holding a little bit of this.
Oh, yeah, I gotta text you every time I sell something.
Well, I don't always follow you, but I followed you on this one.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal. If you know, that's why I'm asking if it's going to come back. But it looks like. I mean, I have to look at the fundamentals.
Jiggly likes these plays when they collapse.
Yeah, right. He's looking for bargains.
I don't. I prefer the Momo plays like the Albo.
Well, the Momo on this one is saying down, right?
The fundamentals on this one is pretty good. I think are pretty good though on KMPH. So
Okay.
in the long
I'm not very much. I'm just
in the
tasting.
long run, I think it'll be okay, but I think you could fall back quite a bit off the chart.
Mm-hmm.
Could even fall back
Right.
this level here. Let's take a look at that. So let's say 11, 11 and a quarter.
Just cost average around there.
Could
not a
it
big
could fall back to that low 11s. I wouldn't be shocked. In other words, maybe a gap fill right here. And
Jiggly's not so anxious to jump in this one with his vbiv money now.
well, once you see the chart, it's hard to be anxious to jump in.
But that money's burning a hole in his pocket. He's got to buy something.
Oh, then sew up the hole and keep it in your pocket. You're better off.
You hear that, Jig?
Look, I don't want to get all the KMPH people pissed at me. I think it's a great.
But nobody here is defending it.
I mean, I think it's a great play long term. It's just not for me. It's not my style.
Right.
Except for one or two stocks that I'm keeping long term. Very few. All right. So what else?
Let's do Dermatech.
Dermatech. I still am in buying mode. I've been buying every dip. And you can see that today it's come down to the green, to the 9-day, bottom end of its zoom channel. And it has been zooming, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Right.
It's really been zooming. Beautiful, beautiful channel. It's a very nice chart. This one reminds me of Albo in its relentless ascent. Looks really good. I mean, right now it's got to get past 100 to really retest the 80s again.
Right.
Hard to believe it was in the 80s.
Oh, if it bounces off of the 9. Right. Right now it's hitting the 9. If it bounces off the 9 by the end of the day, then we can trust the channel.
Even if it doesn't hold the 9, it's still got the bottom end of the channel.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not too concerned. I'm not concerned about a pullback. 5%.
So yeah, if you're constantly adding and adding this one, this is a good time to do that.
Yeah, well, maybe you could even wait a little bit longer, but I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad idea to add. I might even add a little more. Yesterday, I added a big chunk to DraftKings. I sold my pen, that's why. So I moved it into DraftKings.
Oh, you sold pen?
I did a swap out of pen and into DraftKings.
Are you losing faith in Boston?
Yes.
Yeah, I got in at the high 70s.
I thought the chart looked better on DraftKings. So
DraftKings is starting to build back. I think it's because people are going to start talking about football soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a long way to get back to those 70s that we were liking, let alone the 100 that we were anticipating.
I mean it's in a clear uptrend at least for the last 10 trading days or so. Since
like a conga line, dun 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 dun, bound, dun 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 dun, pound.
Well, since it bottomed right here, it's been in a nice uptrend, about 10 trading days. So this is a nice uptrend. DraftKings was doing nothing but going down, and the chart looked awful. I mean, the other one, Penn.
Penn. Yeah, no, Penn was the only reason I went in was because my son went to a one of those Islanders events, and Barstool was running it. He thought they really created a fun time for everybody.
I'm sure they did. Young people like them.
Yeah.
But this one looks more interesting. So again, it fell back to its trend line today, just like DMTK might be not a bad place to enter or add.
Yeah, well, like I said, if we're expecting those 70s again, then and I certainly am. Then yeah, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and what about ONCT? We looked at it last week.
Oh, right.
We talked about a possible swing trade. I didn't do it. Oftentimes I do it. I outlined the possible swing trade, and it looks like it's a good thing I didn't do it. At this point, I'm not interested anymore in swinging this.
Yeah, it's stripping off the 9.
I'll look else.
I actually do have a question for you. Are you still in Profound?
In what?
Profound, PROF.
No. You want me to look at the chart?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in it again. A lot of times when I get in, I just get in and hold because we were talking about it being a decent technology, and I've realized that jumping out too soon sometimes is a bad thing.
Sometimes I've been hurt by jumping out too soon, but
I didn't even see that.
This time it looks like I did the right thing.
Yeah, indeed. Holy shit! I mean, holy skata.
Well, again, I like drawing simple trend lines. If it breaks below that trend line, I'm out. So this would have been a good time to.
I wish I'd kept my eyes open. That's horrible.
You just keep a ruler handy and just draw that line.
Right.
You don't need to be a genius, and you are a genius. That's the problem.
I guess I'm a distracted genius.
Yeah, and sometimes it works against you being too small.
No, I was spending all my time writing.
Let me tell you, folks, this man is one smart dude. He just pretends to be stupid.
You wouldn't tell. You couldn't tell by my bank account.
You just pretend to be stupid, right?
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing to deceive the public as such.
All right, so 16 looks like it better hold. If it doesn't hold, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
but
no,
it might be worth a spec. Let me take a look. I sold it much higher, so.
Yeah, no, I think you've been out for a long time. This is an oldie but a goodie. But when I was looking at my portfolio, I saw that it was still there. I was wondering why.
Might be a very good place to come in right where it is now.
Yeah, to come back.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to round out the bottom.
Indeed. Okay.
So it might be a good place to come back. I like the technology.
Did you want to do BCRX today?
Neo has been on fire.
Neo, yeah.
Been on fire. Also, I got to check to see if Jake.
Man says, I have an explanation of prof underperformance. There's an EU company called EDAP. They have better technology and they're already profitable and expanding in the US. Also, the technology is cheaper. There you go. Somebody built a better mousetrap.
I don't think EDAP uses ultrasound. I think they use heat.
Use heat?
I think they use heat. They do something similar. They zap prostate. I think they use heat. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I've been in EDAP a long time ago. But
Are you still in that one?
No. Neo is just on fire.
Yeah, no, Neo. I'm very happy with my purchase of Neo.
On fire. I had perfect timing on this sucker.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought it right at the low. Right. Lower than this. I don't know where I bought
it. Lower than the low? Yeah, you really are good.
I know I bought it like maybe at 30. Where? Oh yeah, I guess it's. Yeah, I guess it was here. It was here.
Yeah, no,
30.
I got it in high 30s. I was perfectly happy.
So I'm in it. I'm in it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I'm in it about 8 months.
That's
Doing very, doing very well. And I think it's going to take out 60 at least. So it's one of my better performers. I think it's my third largest portfolio holding at this point. So I'm really into Neo. I like the battery swapping technology. A lot of people,
that's right.
a lot of people don't like that battery swapping technology, but I do.
Mandarin says EDAP uses highly intense focus ultrasound.
Oh, it is ultrasound. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, man.
I thought it was heat. Maybe they changed from when I was in it 10 years ago.
Well, I'm sure that when you intense ultrasound into a specific small region, creates a lot of heat.
This one has been, I have twice as much shares, twice as much money in this as Tesla. I really like it. Yeah. Let's look at
And then you call yourself an American.
I might have more money in this than Google. I'm not sure at this point.
Well, okay. Well, look.
See
One thing in Chinese can't be wrong.
Either number 3 or number 4 in my portfolio. This one I have a fair amount of expect.
Oh, XPEV.
This chart is funny looking.
Yeah, because you're on a week, but still. It's because you're on the weekly, but
it doesn't.
This is the first time. This is the first time, unless XPEV is leading the way in terms of trend. Then then if you believe that to be the case, then there's a little bump to expect for Neo.
Well, look at this. This is almost straight up. This is a rocket ship.
Right.
Last couple of weeks is consolidation. Can't go straight up like that. That would literally take you to the moon. And the lawn of doom. I'd fly to the moon. I'd fly to the moon for a lawn of doom.
Well, they're tasty.
They are tasty. Butter cookies.
Except you're right. The news looks a lot better this way.
Except they probably don't use butter anymore.
You know,
they don't make cookies the way they used to.
They don't do any of that good stuff anymore.
No.
It's for our own good, presumably.
XPEV,
they make funny Coca-Cola, though.
XPEV looks like it's also going to 60. What's going to get there first, XPEV or Neo? You got to own them both. They're both on a tear.
Right. Do you want to round it out by showing Tesla?
Another superb company.
Well,
I prefer.
Have you? What did you?
I do not own Lee. I own the others. Let's do Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla. The thing with Tesla, will it fill the gap here? At about 656. Probably fills this gap, comes down to 9. In which case you just add. This is, it could have its pullbacks, no doubt, but I think Tesla, what other EV, electric vehicle, do you actually see on the roads besides this?
Yeah, I have not seen a Lucid yet.
No. So, this one is starting to become very, very ubiquitous and affordable with the Y car, Model 3, luxurious with the X and the SUV. It's just tough to catch. They're number one for a reason. So, you can't bet against them. And you know, if you bet Neo and XBET, I think you have to bet Tesla as well.
Yeah. We had a question about an entry point into Neo based on the chart. It's
Didn't
like
I
almost
give
any time, right?
I thought I gave one.
No, I would say almost any time at this point because Neo is just a straight arrow. But if it looks like it's gonna,
The entry point would be, well,
I would say in a day or two.
I would look for the middle of this green candle. You know me with green candle.
Yeah, indeed.
Or you could go for the recent high and for a pullback to that level. I'm assuming you're not looking for the big dip.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a little pullback, get in a little cheaper. 40, what is it, 48.24, I think I saw.
I mean, what are you gonna save really by waiting?
Save a buck. A buck is a buck.
Buck is a buck. All right. Did you want to do the Bitcoins and the Ethereum?
I'm making money on Ethereum. I'm making money on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm just making money, no matter what I do. Can't help it. I just make money.
Yeah, it's a tough life.
Yeah.
You know, you ever see that Twilight Zone where the guy didn't know he thought he was in heaven because he finally started winning every one of his gambles, and it turned out he was in hell.
Well, heaven, hell, it's awesome. One man's heaven is another man's hell.
Right.
I just made that up, by the way.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense, but
You went along with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I mean, Ethereum has been a bigger mover lately than Bitcoin, so I figured I got it home a little.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 parts. Actually, I bought 3 parts Bitcoin to 1 part Ethereum. I'm making money on both. Where do I think it's going? I think it's going back to new all-time highs. So on both. How quickly it gets there is another story. I don't know. It'll get there though. So GBTC.
Right. It's a similar looking picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's bouncing around. Bitcoin is bouncing around. What between?
Because every time somebody talks about regulation, then it goes down, and when they stop talking about regulation, it goes back up again.
It's been bouncing between 30 and 40,000, right? And I just recently got into this Bitcoin, Ethereum. I know it's been range bound. Once it breaks out above 40, it'll start to fly again.
That was my thinking on this also.
Yeah.
That it's a relative bargain time.
I think 29,000 is good support on Bitcoin. I could short BTCX, but this is good enough.
No, this is the way people are going to invest in it anyway.
Yeah, I like it. You know, it's risky, but I like it. And there's a series of lower lows. So, you know, the bears have been making money and the bulls have been making money. This is just an ideal stock for everyone.
Right.
Whether you're bearish or bullish, you make money.
Sean Jen says that Kramer's been pumping Ethereum, and I've been hearing that.
Who's been pumping it?
Kramer.
Oh, Kramer. Well, he's no man's fool.
Well, the name of his ex-company would belie that.
No, Kramer's definitely.
Wow, Jiggly's telling us that vbiv is now 370.
All right, I'm going to add some.
Yeah, I know. That's what he says. He thinks he's going to go back in. Well, you know what? A 70-cent profit and all of this, you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a fair amount of money, actually.
Yeah, very good.
No, we didn't give everybody what they wanted, but we went through a decent amount. Do you have anything to say about the just in general, without showing stocks? Do you have anything to say about the Alzheimer's plays?
I like them. I'm in a Novus. It's the only one that I'm not heavily in. I've been averaging back, so I a little here, a little there. I want to add Sava to my portfolio. I haven't.
AVXL went up and then it went down again. I don't know what's going on with that guy.
Which one?
Anavex.
Anavex, another interesting play. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, after all the AD plays, and then you have the but Novus intrigues me the most, and Lily probably is a good play.
Yeah. Wasn't there just some news on Lily? Oh, what's happening is there are some people who are shaking the teacups over the Biogen approval, and the question is what the backlash of that is going to be. But you know, I'd also say that a bunch of people cried when Workhorse didn't get the contract, and you know, a bunch of people said stuff, but that didn't mean anything. So I don't know where these things are going to go. I think the concern with the Biogen business was that if it got approval and it didn't really deserve it, that there was going to be a lot of wasted Social Security and Medicare money going into something that was, in essence, ineffectual.
I think
so there's a bigger consequence.
I definitely think the FDA made a big mistake by approving the drug.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I think the FDA made a huge mistake approving the drug. But, you know, time will tell.
Well, is that going to impact these other plays?
I think it just makes it easier, pathway to approval easier.
Yeah, in a way, I guess if they'd want to do it quicker, because if they're going to waste Medicaid money, they'd rather do it on something that works.
All right, so we have the CVM disaster. I think it's an ongoing story. I mean, there's a slight chance Gat will pull a rabbit out of the hat. I don't think so. We have the Neo, XPEV, Tesla, it's CIV, Lucid plays that are all on fire. EV is hot, hot, hot. Hot is not. Does that summarize it all? Everybody, I hope you had a great week. Hope you have a great weekend. We're going to see you on Tuesday at around the same time, but you got to subscribe, otherwise you won't know what time. We're pretty unpredictable. We're predictably unpredictable. Isn't that true?
It certainly is.
Tell everyone they got to subscribe.
Please subscribe, Dr. J. We can get into the 10 cents a month range instead of the 8 cents.
Yeah, if you subscribe, we might make another dime per show. Each.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that big royalty check.
All right, so CTXR has also been give back a lot. Maybe it's worth looking at next show.
Yeah, on Friday we'll do CTXR, we'll do Anavex, and somebody else suggested Novavax, which we never really talk about.
Be well, Gesundheit, whatever good things. So auf Wiedersehen. Bye.
Bye.
Das Vidanya. We haven't done Das Vidanya in a long time.
No, we have not.
Das Vidanya.